What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Joseph. You can call me JoJo. So, have you ever heard the stories of Abraham and Isaac and the fighter, guy named Jacob? Maybe y'all saw him wrestle with the angel before. Well, I'm Jacob's son, Joseph. Like I said, you call me JoJo. So, I am one of a bunch of brothers, okay? I mean, you name them, I got them, okay? And they got some weird names: Naphtali, Zebulun, Benjamin, Reuben, just weird names, But thankfully, Big Daddy Jacob, he felt that it was right for me to have, a normal person named Joseph. So, as you notice, I'm wearing this fancy garment, right? Yeah, they call me Rance because I be dressing, all right? Now, my Big Daddy Jacob gave this to me. This is my coat of many colors. That's right, because I'm his favorite boy. That's right. I was the son of his old age. I was the son that he never thought he would have. Now, like I said, I've got all these brothers, okay? And they can't help but whenever they see my threads and they see my sauce, they start getting jelly, okay? Jealous. Now, when they're so jealous of me and they don't even know how to act around me. Well, one night I had a dream, okay? And in this dream, I dreamed that the sun and the moon and the 12 stars bowed before me. And I couldn't help it. It was such a weird dream. I woke up, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I went and I told all my brothers. I said, y'all, guess what? I said, I had an awesome dream. I said, I dreamed the sun, the moon, the stars bowed down before me. And I said, and you know what? I think those stars, I think it's y'all. Oh, my brothers, they got mad at me. That was the wrong move, JoJo. I should have kept it to myself. They started beating me up and they started pushing me around and they said, well, we ain't never gonna bow before you. Well, I had another dream. I dreamed that 12 corn stalks, they came up, they bowed before me, and I just kept having these dreams, and in my dreams, I'm always the one that people are, and stars and corn stalks and Pop-Tarts and pizza pockets, all these things keep bowing before me. I can't help it. And so I share it again, and they didn't like that either. In fact, they got so mad at me, they stopped calling me JoJo. They started calling me the Dreamer. And one day I walked up to them and I said, hey guys, how's it going? And they said, look, the Dreamer comes. And they beat me up and they threw me down in this pit, in this well, this hole in the ground, and I'm looking up and I'm like, oh no, what are you gonna do to me? And they're like, be quiet. And next thing I know, these folks came up and I hear my brothers talking, and they said, hey, we got this guy down in the pit, and we're gonna sell him to you. So there I was in the pit, looking up and not knowing what was gonna happen. And all of a sudden, these guys came by, and they're like, hey, what's in the pit? And my brothers, they said, oh, it's just a man. You want to buy him? They didn't mention that I was their brother. They didn't mention anything, but they said, we'll sell him to you if you're willing to buy him. Well, next thing I know, they're pulling me up out of the pit, and they're binding me in chains. They put chains on my wrist, and they stripped me of my coat of many colors that I love so much, and they sold me. I was in bondage. I was going to be... I didn't know what my future held. They drugged me through the desert, and I was walking through that hot desert, and I was wondering, God, where are you now? And Big Daddy Jacob, where are you now? And little brother Benjamin, where are you now? But I just kept my head down. I kept on walking. They brought me into Egypt, and they set me on the auction block. I was going to be a servant, sold to the highest bidder. And the auctioneer started speaking up. Who's gonna buy this man? And he said, you gonna buy him for $1? Who'll give me $5? Who'll give me $2.98? Who'll give me $7? And this man named Potiphar spoke up. He said, I'll purchase him. I didn't know what life was gonna be like now that I'm a servant. I went into Potiphar's house, and you know, Potiphar turned out to be kind of a cool guy, but you know, I just decided, even though I miss Big Daddy Jacob and I miss little brother Benjamin, I just decided, you know, no matter how lonely I feel, how alone I feel, I'm going to make the best out of a bad situation. I'm going to be the best servant that I can possibly be. And things were okay in Potiphar's house for a little while. But there was this lady in there. Actually, she was Potiphar's wife. I don't even want to use her name, so we're just going to call her Potiphar's wife. And the first time I saw her, I thought that she was kind of good looking. I was like, oh, wow, okay, Potiphar, okay. But then, next thing you know, man, I saw her nose, and I saw her teeth, and I saw all that stuff, and I said, well, I hope she has a good personality. But it turns out she didn't. She started hitting on me, and she started trying to see if she wanted me to give her some smooches. And I was like, girl, look at you. I don't want to give you no smooches. And I took off. I ran for my life, and I left. I left so fast that she had my coat in her hand. That's the coat that Potiphar gave me. And she started, next thing I know, I look at her and she's pointing at me. And she starts accusing me. And she said, he was trying to smooch me. I'm like, girl, look at you, please. That ain't nobody gonna believe that. But Potiphar apparently did, because Potiphar had to do something, and he threw me in the prison. So there I was, sitting there in the prison, wondering where God was in the midst of all this, and I met these two really interesting characters. First guy I met, he was a baker, and the second guy, man, I've never met somebody like this. He was so forgetful, and I just called him the butler. So anyways, I meet these. Speaking of which,
hey, you're what's his face?
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Come on.
Sammy T.
No.
Bro, Lil P? That's you. Lil P, come on.
Man, how do I even look like Lil Pete?
Ian Keeper, is that you?
No.
I know, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Come. Joseph.
Oh, that's right. Josiah.
I'm Joseph, man. We spent all this time together. Don't you remember me?
Yeah, I remember. What's up, man? How are you, Joseph?
Man.
Where are you going? Come back. Hi, everyone. What am I doing here? Oh, yeah. Joseph here, wherever he went, we spent some time in the dungeon. It was pretty dark, scary, and the baker was there too. And he was always there just in a corner, you know, doing his thing. And he was always praying to some guy. What was his name? It was God. He was praying to some guy named God. And I didn't understand it, but there was a scripture. And you know, sometimes my memory's not so good, but the scripture, he said it so much, I just remembered it, and I want to share it with you, just in case I forget, so you can tell me later. It goes like this, repeat after me. All things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28 is where you can find that. Now let's try it again, because I want to make sure that you remember it just like I remember it. Ready? Repeat after me. All things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. Now, don't forget, you have to tell your pastors, tell your preachers, tell their wives, tell the ushers, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, and tell them, hey, you know what? All things work together to them that love God. Now, there's something I'm forgetting. What am I supposed to do?
That's Pharaoh's cup, man. You're Pharaoh's butler.
Right.
He's that way.
Mew Mew, is that you?
Oh Lord, no. I'm Joseph. Let's go. Well, Pharaoh's got to get his drink. Man, I tell you what. Oh, hey guys, sorry about that. I had to make sure the butler got where he was going. We got lost 15 times. But anyways, so here's how the rest of the story goes. So I met the butler and I met the baker. You guys, we've had our run-in with the butler. And both of them had a dream, just like I did way back in the day. And the baker had a dream, and I interpreted his dream, but he didn't like how the story went. And the butler had a dream as well, and I interpreted his dream. And the butler really liked it, you see, because in the butler's dream, God showed me, because I never stopped talking to God, the Lord talked to me, and he showed me that the butler was actually going to be restored, and the butler was going to regain his position as Pharaoh's cupbearer. And the butler was so happy, he was rejoicing. I had to tell him what I said about 5 times, but finally he really got it, and he was so happy. And I told him as he was going out of the prison cell, I said, just please don't forget about me down here. I'm down here and I didn't do anything wrong. Just please don't forget about old JoJo sitting in the prison cell. And I knew something was wrong whenever, as he was walking out of the prison cell, he said, okay, Marcus, bye. I knew that he was going to forget. Well, I sit in that prison cell, and it seems like I sit there forever. And I'm like, God, where are you? I've not done anything bad. I've not done anything to deserve all of this bad stuff that's happened to me. And I prayed day after day, and I kept remembering the promises that God gave me, that all things, even the bad stuff, it works together for the good of them. And finally I got word that not only had all these other people had dreams, but now even Pharaoh had a dream. And Pharaoh was really concerned about this dream, and he was looking for somebody that could interpret dreams. Well, the butler, finally he had a day where he could remember, and the Pharaoh said, Butler, do you know anybody that can interpret dreams? And the butler finally remembered. He got my name wrong the first 3 times. The soldiers went to the wrong address. But finally, the butler remembered, oh yeah, there's this guy named Joe, and he's in the prison, and he's been there all this time. Oh my goodness. And the soldiers came and got me, and I was scared to death. I didn't know what was going to happen, but they said, you got to go before Pharaoh because he's had a dream. Now, I go in and I stand before Pharaoh, and just kidding, guys. I would never leave you like that. I wouldn't leave you without at least giving you a couple main points to remember, okay? It's true, the story's not over, but this is what I want you to remember for today, okay? Even though the butler forgot about me, God never forgot about me. As many times as I was sitting in that prison cell wondering over and over and over, is he ever going to remember? Is he ever going to remember? I never had to wonder or worry about God because God knew exactly what I needed. Number 2 is this. You may go through the pit and you may go through the prison, but that doesn't mean that God doesn't know where you are, okay? God knows exactly where you are. Whether it's in your bedroom, whether it's in the car, riding the bus, whether it's in your classroom, no matter where you are, it might not be where you want to be, but that doesn't mean that God doesn't know where you are. And last, if you stay with God, if you will keep holding on to Him, even whenever bad things happen, because remember, I didn't do anything wrong to deserve the bad stuff that happened to me. I didn't do wrong by anybody, but still bad things happened. Well, listen, whenever bad things happen, you got to still hold on to God because He is faithful to His promises. And if you hold on to the Lord, even if people disagree with your dreams, the Lord will make sure your dreams come true. And I'm proof of that. Let's get back to the story. So anyways, Pharaoh calls me in, and I stand before him to interpret his dream. And